welcome back to Night of the Dead Electricity How-To. Okay, so this is about my 5th attempt starting this, and I made a rookie mistake. Critical when working with electricity. It doesn't really tell you or give you a warning. Make sure you have wire down in the corner there, 105 wire. If you don't have wire, you can't hook things up. And next. Okay, so good thing to know and remember. We're going to set up a second circuit that I actually am going to take down to there. If you take a look, we've got a base I've added onto it. The front, we'll go down and we'll take a look at it. But what we're going to do is we're going to change this. I am going to take that off. These are still going to charge up this. This circuit here will eventually be for ranged weapons. I'm going to set up a simpler circuit with regular sized batteries. If you look at the battery, you can see what side has the 5 marks on it. I think it's that side, so I want that facing this direction. And I'm going to go 1, 2. So you can see they're facing this way. I'm then going to take and set up a wind turbine. A second wind turbine. And we're going to build a solar panel. So we can do that. We need a varistore and an electric circuit. What else are we missing? I thought I made the electric plate. Oh, I made a circuit, not a... Okay, we need copper for that. I don't have copper, but I do have copper wire, so if I take the copper wire apart, I can now make the electric plate. So we'll take this, put it in, take that, put it in, take that, and put it in. Now, I'm going to wire this straight in. Let me just see something. Okay, so I can build it. Good. We're going to disconnect that. So if we take a look at the wiring I have here, it's what's called series. This one goes into that one, which goes into this one, which goes into that one, which goes into this one, which goes up there and across. Now, the weakness of this is, say this gets taken out for some reason. I don't notice it, I don't repair it, and it gets taken out. We're then going to lose every trap after the fact. It will no longer charge. So to avoid this, we're going to wire a slightly different way. So let me take all of these connections off. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up the battery eliminator circuit. And what I'm going to do is I'm only going to do 2 in series. And remember, we go green to blue. Now the 2 shredders down here, I'm not going to series them because I don't want to take a chance that one of them gets knocked down. So these are now individually wired. There's no chance that if one goes out, well, almost individually wired. And we will take the lights. And now the lights are hooked up. They're in series, not a big deal. So we have basically 4 potentially more circuits that we can do on this. Let's come up here. As soon as I hook this in, you'll see that we get light. And everything's hooked in. So let me explain this a little bit about this base. We're going to be able to repair these. We don't need to reload them, but we will have to repair them. So let's go up here and let's take a look at this. So why do we do the solar panel? Well, if we take a look at the amount of charge that we've got on this already, that's pretty high, right? We're using 72 just on standby. So if we look at the traps that we've got, I don't know if I can actually... I don't think I can see now how much power they take. That's a bit of an issue. Let's go down and look at the traps and see if we can actually see if there's a way. Get on the tool, see if there's a way to see how much power each trap is actually going to draw. There isn't. Okay, that's a bit of an issue. So that's something we're going to have to keep in mind. When building is we're going to have to actually track. See, this gives me power consumption limit, power limit. Gives me all of that right away because I can see it when I build, but the upgraded traps, we can't see what power consumption they take unless we write it down. Okay, so looks like we've got a full charge. Nothing seems to be breaking down at this moment. What this means is that we have 30,000 kilowatt hours, I believe, or units. Let's just call it unit. Because the battery stores 1,500. Sorry, 15,000. Let's turn this back on. We're using 92 of the 500. I just want to I'm going to build some basic traps and we're going to look and get the stats on the upgrades. Okay, so I've built the traps and let's just take the stats down and we'll try and get an idea of what the base is going to be drawing in terms of power. So if we upgrade this, standby is 5, power consumption is 50. And we have 3 of those. So if they're all going off, that's going to be 150. The shredder is 5 and 50. So that is again 100. Because we have 2 of them. And okay, so it looks like all the traps are 5 and 50, so that'll be 150. So that's a total of 400. So the most we're ever going to draw at one time is going to be 400 power. Good to know. What that means is the initial controller can handle up to 10 traps. Now I've got lights on them. And the lights, I think, draw 2 each. Power consumption 10. And I've got 4 lights, so that's another trap. So that means we can only run 1 more trap on that base because I have put lights on it. Doesn't really seem to me like that is a good use of power. Particularly when torches do every bit as good a job. Anyways, we'll see. This is fully charged. They don't seem to be overcharging. So it's drawing 92. Let's do the numbers. 15, 15, and 10. 15, 15 is 45, and 5 lights is 50. Is 5 lights is 50. So why is it drawing 92? Is there something that's not hooked up properly? It's almost like we're missing a trap. Okay, so if we remember, we were drawing 92 usage. So 92 usage. Just turn it off again. So because they're drawing 92 usage, if we look at chargers, 20 and 70. So while it's on, we're generating 110. Problem is the solar panels only work 12 to 12. So as soon as the solar panel stopped working, we were only generating 40 and drawing 92. That is going to drain our batteries pretty darn quick, which it did. So I've since hooked this up over here, so we'll have enough to run the WaveKnight. Now, if we take a look at this, this is where, again, I really don't think the lights, electrical lights, are necessarily worthwhile. Standby power and power and consumption is 10. That's 40 power. So I am going to go down there. And I'm going to take them off, and we're just going to go with regular old lights. I've disconnected the lights. They're still on the, but I've disconnected them. And if we look now, we're only drawing 52 power. So what that means is with 80 going in, we're still going to be charging even if we have that on. So I think that's fine. Okay, so I've turned the lights off and I have the regular torches up. We've gone from 92 down to 42. That is the 40 power that we know. This is recharged. And we are good to go for the WaveKnight. So we are generating 80 power. The max we're going to use is 400. With our traps. I'm actually going to spend most of the wave right here. And I'll fast forward through the wave. I just won't do it quite as fast as I did last time. We can see the charges up there, so I'll take a look every once in a while and just see what's happening in terms of see if it's dropping too far or not. So I hope you enjoyed the wave, and we'll see how the new electricity wiring works. And we start off with some big guys right away. See, why is he going outside to beat at the wall? That doesn't make sense to me. Let's go down here and let's just see what it looks like from here. So we can see them falling off. So if we come down here, we can cycle through and we can see if that's taken some damage. That's taken a little bit of damage as well. So if we notice, the one battery looks like it's about half filled at the moment. So the one battery's down to about 2/3 now. And this should be the final wave. Yeah, forget the big guys again. And that should be it. I need to get it a first-person view. It's too narrow. I like the fact that there is the option to go into it for certain things, like... So that took 4% damage. 4% damage. That took some damage because they're coming around and so they're going to hit. This will be a place to upgrade. So let's go up top and let's take a look at the batteries. So that battery's all got used up completely. Now we no longer have to have it on. So I strongly suggest you shut it off during the day. And let your batteries charge. Because as you can see, using that many traps on a fairly light wave used up a fair amount of energy. Okay, so we'll end this here. When we come back, we'll look at hooking up some ranged weapons on the next part of the series. And we'll look at possibly upgrading one of these so we'll target specific enemies with the ranged weapons. So, everybody who watched the first one and left some comments and likes, thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. As I said before, this is now the second how-to video I've done, and I plan on going forward with the series, and we'll see how everything wires up. So, depending on where you are in the world and what time of day you're watching this, have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, or a good night. Cheers.